Jesus was asked by the religious scholars, what is the greatest commandment? They wanted to make sure that whatever he said was the greatest commandment was something that was very high on their list, something well within their rules and regulations, something they were already excelling at. Jesus answered, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with your being, with everything that's in you. And the second one is pretty close to it. Just love all people the way you love yourself. And then Jesus said something very interesting here. He said, there is no other commandment that comes even close to these two. The first two that are so far ahead of anything in the law, anything commanded of God's people, is love and love. Love God, love all people. Nothing else even within range of that. These guys were pretty disappointed because that was not high on their agenda at all. They were hoping that he would name one of the thou shalt nots. It's amazing to me that 2,000 years down the road, we're not very different from that scholarly crowd. We all have our pet sins that we love to stand up against. We all have certain people we love to stand up against. We all have certain causes and things that we definitely want to be noted as standing up for. No one is striving to be at the head of the crowd as a great ambassador of love, as someone who just cherishes and loves their papa, and someone who looks at all people with love and respect and treats them, no matter where they are, no matter what their circumstance, no matter the sin that they've committed, no matter where they are, that we look at them with such a love and such a respect that they are encouraged in our presence. They feel better about themselves after leaving our presence than they did when they started the day. This is a clear description of the anointed of God. It's who we have been called to be. Jesus gave up everything on that principle because he loved his papa with all of his heart, and because he dearly loved each and every one of us. He loved Judas. He loved Caesar Augustus. He loved those men who drove the nails in his hands and in his feet. As testimony of that love, he would not even take his last breath until he said, Papa, please forgive everybody here, everybody who's had a hand in this. They don't have a clue what they're doing. I'm convinced that prayer still covers us today because we don't have a clue what we're doing. We don't have a clue what we're saying. We don't have a clue the damage that most of our stand is committing in the world today. Maybe it's time we just sit down for a moment. Just sit down and look around us and see the glory of God in each and every person. And when we stand back up to speak, let us speak out of a love for our Papa and a love for our fellow